Turning our attention to the West, both major parties are continuing their last-ditch bids to voters. It's just 4 days out from the WA election. Treasurer Mike Nahan has hit back at Labor's plans to tear up the Row 8 project contracts, saying more than 200 workers, as a result, would lose their jobs. Sky News Perth reporter Nicole Hamer joins us live now from Parliament House. Nicole, has Labor indicated what will happen to these workers?
Well, no, Tom, they haven't, and that's what remains up in the air at the moment. And now Treasurer Mike Nahan is calling on Opposition Leader Mark McGowan to visit the area where the Row 8 project is happening. Now, that's in Perth's southern suburbs in Belia, and he's saying that Mr McGowan must explain to those more than 220 workers why they will be out of work come Saturday if Labor is elected. Now, Treasurer Mike Nahan says that these workers have already been inducted, many of them working on the project themselves, as well as security guards around the area. We know that a number of protests have erupted over the past few months due to this being a highly contentious issue. Mr Nahan says that overnight these 220 workers would simply be sacked. They would be without work. And we know that Labor's mantra is really that push for jobs, and he's really saying to Mark McGowan, how exactly are you helping the low unemployment rate in Western Australia? He's saying that they'd simply be adding to it. We know that this project remains a highly contentious issue. It is the extension of the Row 8 highway, which would then extend through to Fremantle. The Barnett government has put forward this Perth Freight Link project. We know that Labor is against it, and they instead want to use the money, which includes federal funding, and they want to put it towards their $2.5 billion MetroNet plan. Mark McGowan says the MetroNet plan will revitalise public transport here in Perth and really be a boost for the WA economy. So it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out today. We've heard from Mike Nahan this morning. It's going to be interesting to see what Mr McGowan has to say regarding those comments. As for the movement of Pauline Hanson, for One Nation leader, she's now heading up to the north of the state towards the Pilbara region, and she'll actually be visiting the Pilbara seat with her candidate, who was actually a Perth resident. Now, this remains quite contentious as well. We know WA Nationals leader Brendan Grills currently holds the Pilbara seat, and when asked by Sky News last week if he felt under threat by the One Nation party, he simply says that One Nation doesn't have the support or the trust of West Australian voters like his National Party does. So it's certainly going to be interesting times ahead over the next few days.